in December '02, we were transcribing footage for Old Man, which was a short that we did with Kevin Von Erich and Denny Doran, Alex Magacy, where we talked to guys about their fathers, and mostly their old fathers. But it was an interview piece, so transcribing the footage was really long, especially with the way I type. And I'm a shooter. I like to shoot. I like to be rolling. So I said to the guy who was co-producing with me, Jeff Lane, I said, man, get us some cameras. You got to get some cameras. Let's go shoot something. So we went down to Bronco Bowl. No longer there. And started shooting Dallas Golden Gloves. And we're kind of poking around for a story, thinking we're going to shoot this. It'll be a one-off. It'll be a nice little short film. And while I was shooting backstage, I felt all these little hands tugging at my waist, and I looked down, and it was all these little boys, and I said, you gotta shoot Coach Greg. And they led me over to him. He was wrapping Charlie's hands. I started talking to him. And it didn't take too long. I talked to him for a while. I thought there's something there. I saw Charlie box, I saw Rabbit box, and I thought, I'm in. And they were open to it. I said, yeah, come on out to State Gloves in Fort Worth. They tore through the competition there. Next thing I knew, we were in Vegas, and that was a lot of fun. So we just kept going. The first 2 years, until we really got close to Olympic trials in '04, we threw the net wide, and we shot everything that we thought was interesting. And it was a good plan. But once we had been in for a certain amount of time, it became, and it was obvious while we were shooting, that the main storyline was Coach and the gym and Charlie. When we started, once we got to the national level, we were committed through '04. That was the goal. We're going to go through and see if these guys qualify for the Olympics. So we had budgeted for that, although there wasn't any money in the budget, but we had projected how much it was going to cost and then what we were going to need to raise to get there. And we made that, and we did it. And we're actually had gone into edit when other things started happening. So we still had the cameras. We just started shooting again. So, I mean, we had guys who made the Olympic team that didn't make the film. With 600 hours, I mean, there's a lot of cutting, and we cut for 2.5 years. Even knowing that it had to be Coach and Charlie and the stories that we kept, we knew that we had to keep those stories, but we had to pare those stories down. Charlie, for instance, Charlie's got a torn ACL, and that was in the film for 2 years, but we couldn't leave it in. It was too much story. And while that's very interesting, it got to a point where we were like, how much are we going to throw at people? I mean, the guys, their level of dedication is inspirational. And you asked about our commitment to them. Watching them and being a part of their lives and trying to participate and film that and capture that, if we weren't going to be willing to do what they did, to get there, the film wasn't gonna be right. It wasn't gonna ring true. So, yeah, we funded it ourselves, until Don Stokes came along in 2007 and funded the finish of the film. And now, without Don in post-asylum, I would probably be I would absolutely be sitting in a dark room with a pile of tapes crying. So, thanks to Don. There's something about boxing that is so beautiful and terrible all at the same time. It's just fascinating to me. There's nothing more pure or base as a test than boxing. And I mean, the sweet science. I mean, it's right there. It's beautiful, and it's terrible. It's an art, but it's a terrible art. So there's something in there it's just amazing to me. I can't take my eyes off of it.